new edition of Language Tree has a number of new features which I'd like to introduce to you. The first of these is that we are now providing listening scripts for teachers to read to their students. And these might be very short in the case of early grades, and they can be longer and more developed when you get to grade 5. I'm just going to show you an example from the grade 5 book. Here is a fable about a cunning hare going down into a well and outwitting a fox. The teacher reads that to the students. The students then retell the story, have a number of questions on it, and discuss fables. You will find opportunities for listening in every unit in the books, right from grades 1 to 6. Another new feature we've introduced to the books is a transition from the students' Creole, which they speak at home, to using standard English in the classroom. This develops throughout the course, and certainly in grade 1 and early years, we encourage and allow students to practice some of the exercises in their Creole language before performing them in more standard English in the classroom. By the time you get to grades 4 and 5 and 6, this is more developed, and we are providing Creole material for students to use. Here, and this is grade 5, is a lovely poem by Valerie Bloom, a Creole poem about giving advice. And the students read that, and then they express the meaning of the poem in standard English, and then they have a discussion about whether they enjoyed the poem more in its original Creole or whether they like the standard English better. And so there are many opportunities for the teacher to help the students transition from a Creole language into standard English. Another feature of the Language Tree books is the integrating technology with learning. As we all know, today's children are very much familiar with using technology as part of their everyday lives, and we've integrated this in the books to a much greater extent than before. With every unit, you will find a little feature which takes the form of a tablet with a pointing finger indicating activities that students can do using technology, either recording themselves or using research or using word programs to improve their writing. Another feature that we have introduced is an increased emphasis on reflection for the student, reflecting on their own learning. And to that end, we have introduced a journal feature which students complete. And here's an example from grade 5 book, which shows how students are expected to keep a journal and record their experiences, important things they've learnt, successes, points of improvement, and you will find that at every level, every grade has a journal feature. We have got some graphic organisers which contribute to the self-assessment process. Students have a little organiser where they make notes about how they felt about exercises they've undertaken, what they enjoyed, did they do well, what was difficult, and how could they improve. And we also provide a number of structures they can use to structure their work, such as webs, tables, and so on. Every unit in grades 1 to 6 ends with a page of formative assessment. This is a quick recap of the points covered in the unit so that you as a teacher can assess how much your students have learnt and if there's any action you need to take to cover points which have not been correctly or properly learnt. We're also working towards the CPEA in this book. We provide support for that for those of you who are taking this assessment. And we start quite early. This is a grade 3 with a book report. A book report is part of the CPEA assessment, and this is an example from grade 3 of a page about a book report where students are told how to set out a book report, what the components should be. Further support is given for the CPEA in the development of the writing portfolio, and here is a section from the grade 5 book which gives advice on how to create a portfolio and what elements it should contain. And finally, we have a group project page where students are encouraged to work together to deliver a group project, and this page will give them advice on how to prepare, how to work in a group, how to find out material, and finally how to put the project together. So these are some of the new features we have, and I hope you will enjoy using them.